Evening campers, how are we doing today? As you can see, it's a little bit of a different setup. I got my microphone. I'm trying out a few different things because as winter comes into Wales, I have like no way of filming for it to be like really grainy, really dark, and I thought audio would help rather than lighting, and I can't afford lighting. What am I going to do about it? I mean, you do get this lovely little swoop of light come in, so that's quite nice, isn't it? But yeah, I can't do much about it because I got no disposable income at the moment. But what I do have is time. So much time. I have no time really, but I want to do a little tag video, a bit of je ne sais quoi, a bit of hatred, throw in a bit of shade, because I found two brilliant channels who didn't tag me, but I'm going to shout them out, which is Man Carrying Thing and Shipwrecked Library. I've been really enjoying this stuff, and I quite like their like deadpan humour. Both of them seem to have this like off-the-cuff deadpanness, which al dente. Now, I'm going to start off with tagging people. So, freshly read books. You've been talking about we need something to just spice our life up a bit. So, freshly read books, you are tagged. Gunpowder, fiction and plot. I know how you feel about tags. Is it filler content? Who knows? You could do it. And then I have my homeboys, Leanne Rose, GK Reads, CJ Reads. 5 people, 5 wonderful people. Let's hate on some books, because this is the anti-TBR tag, where you could just like say what books you don't want to read, why you don't like them. And straight up, I'm very sorry, the fantasy fandom, because I'm coming at you in this video. Only the big gun. And question 1 is a popular book everybody loves that I have no desire to read. Now, when you think of people reviewing books online, this book will come up. It's everywhere, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's amazing! It's the greatest thing! It's amazing!" And it's Six of Crows, and I'm so sorry, but firstly, as soon as everyone says that they love a book, instantly I'm like, "Are you following the trend? Like, are you following the trend? Or you like, do you really love it that much?" Six of Crows, BookTube exists. 6 of Crows. No 1, 6 of Crows. It's like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's the heat death of the universe. 6 of Crows. I have no desire. I don't even know what it's about. I'll be honest, everyone talks about it, and I still don't really know what it's about. Something about assassins, Snorefest, ain't interested. And it's not like I'm not like hating on like the people who do like it. It's just there's just a lot of people who just rave about it. And like a book that big, surely must have people who just don't like it. And I've not found any of them yet. You're not coming into my house, 6 of Crows. Maybe for like an April Fool's video. The second question is a classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. Now, this is, I feel this is like a really obvious answer for most people, but it has to be The Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. I ain't interested. It's too old. It's not even written in plain English. Look, I struggle enough with Shakespeare. I'm not one of these people who are going to say like Shakespeare's amazing. I really struggle with Shakespeare. It's long-winded. It's written in a way that I can't like even like formulate what is even like going on in the page. I've got to watch Shakespeare and have enjoyed it, but actually like the act of reading Shakespeare, look, I know it's plays you're not meant to like. Anyway, I know, and even when I was doing my drama degree, like to learn Shakespearean lines are like so difficult, and I don't need Chaucer gunning up on me with his silly old language. Look, if his language was that good, we would have kept it. That's really not how linguistics work and how language evolves, but for the basis of this video, that's what I'm going with. What's going on in Beowulf? Come on. Even like the Seamus Heaney translation that he did, and I love Seamus Heaney, I love me my potatoes, but like, it's just hard. Like, I'm not interested. So Chaucer, I know you really wanted me to. I know you really wanted me to. Before you died, you were like, I really want KDBooks to read my book on Wednesday. Sorry to disappoint you, Chaucer. Ain't happening. But what is happening is we're moving on to the next question. An author whose book you have no interest in reading. Okay, fandom. Fantasy fandom. You ready for me to come at him? Okay, I'm going to come at him. I'm going to come at him. Brandon Sanderson. Mistborn, or like, missed. Brandon Sanderson, you were writing a lot of books. Everyone loves you. No one can say your name without saying magic system. All great, all dandy. I ain't reading it. I ain't reading you, mate. I'm not interested. I avoid fantasy like the plague. I read Lord of the Rings. Meh. Wasn't great. I'll be honest, as soon as a book starts mentioning like arrows, like I don't think this is the book for me. Even Time's Arrow by Martin Amis, I didn't think was that great. And maybe there's some Freudian thing going on with arrows, but they don't make me quiver. Why can't I blink with delight? So, sorry, Fandersons. Pah, take that. Pah. I don't care. I don't care about Sanderson. Like, they're huge. They're too big. They're just huge. Like, I have, like, all the Game of Thrones right here. And that was only because they were, like, in a charity shop for, like, £6. And I was like, man, go on, I might as well. I ain't gonna read those. Fantasy writers, why are you writing big books? Have you heard of novellas? I know Brandon Sanderson has. Just go with it. Condense your books. Not everything's, like, important in those big tomes. You know that. I know that. Look, we've gone past the days when the printer press would pay you per word or per letter. Look, we've gone past that. We're a modern society. Give me the good. I know you came onto this channel. You saw me reading, like, all the book and you thought, that's the boy who's going to read some Brandon Sanderson. Oopsie poopsie. A problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Okay, in regards to like what is problematic, okay, like what verges on problematic, because that differs for different people and your ideologies, your thoughts, your beliefs. A few things could come into there, and I would say I'm pretty good at separating the art from the author. Like, there are really two different things, and I think everything gets like a little bit cloudy like the further back in time you go. And for some people, I feel as though as soon as you go back in time, you have to kind of like alleviate some of those concerns. But I've always found it interesting when people talk about like they don't like racism, and then they have Lovecraft in the back. I want to tell you now, Lovecraft was the most xenophobic, racist person like around. He's ridiculous. Like, do a little bit of research. He's so bad. He's so bad. But like, does it matter because he's dead? I don't think most people would think of Lovecraft as like a problematic author. But then like the more you break it down, like, am I not reading Lovecraft because of who he is or because of what he's writing? And it's more so to do with the writing. I feel as though like the Cthulhu cosmic like imagery has kind of like distanced itself from Lovecraft. It's kind of like its own separate entity now. So maybe that's why people find it easier to read his books. But yeah, there's conversations when it comes to problematic authors, which really tickle my pickle, because I quite like seeing like where people's lines start to be drawn. I'm always interested in that, and maybe we'll do a video on it. Who knows? Maybe we could do like a little video essay. I'd be interested. I'd be interested in that. Would you? I don't know. But I'll probably end up doing it because I get bored. Question 4. An author you have read a couple of books from have decided their books are not for you. I feel as though people are going to think, oh, he's going to say Ali Smith. No. No. I will read all of Ali Smith. I guarantee you. I know Shipwreck Library and Man Carrying Thing said this, but I think it's like the best answer I could give, and it'd probably be Ayn Rand. I've read all of Atlas Shrugged, and It was a long book about rail infrastructure. It was okay. I thought it was okay. Like it wasn't worth the like 1,000 pages that I actually read of it. But the only reason why I read it is that, and I do this with the jobs that I go into, and it started off with when I worked at a call center, I would read a chapter of Virginia Woolf, and I would go in and I would tell my team what was going on, and everyone kind of got like really invested in this book that they weren't really reading, but the amount of oof, Mrs. Dalloway caused some issues and a few tears when it came to Septimus, sad times. And I did the same with Atlas Shrugged. So Lee, a guy I used to work with, was like, I really want to read like a big book, but like what's the easiest way of doing it? And I was like, biggest book I currently own is Atlas Shrugged, because I was kind of like, maybe I kind of want to find out what like objectivism is about, and like where Ayn Rand's stance is on some things. So I read it over the course of like 2 months. Ayn Rand, and every day would go in and update him on Daffy Taggart and John Galt. I'm not interested in reading The Fountainhead. I kind of know what it's about. Anthem again, not really interested. And I'll be honest, I don't really know what objectivism is. I know it's all about like you being like the one to like be the person who like you drive for your own success. It's like through your hard work. And I know there's like a few like controversial moments that happen in like The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged that people like boil a book down to. It's a lot more than that, but the more is bunk. I can see why people like it. I can see why Ayn Rand would be like really like not like influential, but like a reason for you to like go out, get the job you want, like you're self-sustaining, like no one's gonna like do the work for you. I can kind of like get on board with that sort of like mindset. But Atlas Shrugged was mostly about railways and steel. If you want like a really good way of getting Atlas Shrugged in your veins in like under 7 hours, there are 3 films based on Atlas Shrugged. They each cover like a part of the book, but it was so bad that like all the actors changed and they look like nothing like each other. So Daphne's played by like 3 different women, John Galt is played by 3 different men, and slowly you can see the budget get reduced. But it's quite close. I will say it's not that bad to the book, especially the first bit. Like if you watch like the first part, which is like an hour and a half, like you'll get like everything out of Atlas Shrugged. Yeah, but they're not great at all. They're a bit like, oh, okay. Especially the bit where she like crash lands into like the John Galt paradise. Oh, I don't know. Moving on. A genre you have no interest in, or a genre you have tried to get into but couldn't. Suck it, Brandon Sanderson. Fantasy. Come at me. I ain't interested in your stuff. I ain't interested. The Library of Alexandria, if you are watching this, I'm really sorry. But oh, you know what? You could be tagged in this too. Library of Alexandria, you're doing the anti-TBR tag. A book you have bought but will never read. This could be a book you've unhauled or returned to the library unread. Yeah, I have it downstairs, but I'm too lazy to go down to bring it. But it's Q by Luther Blissett, which is like an anonymous group of Italian authors who have come together to write this historical book. It sounds very Umberto Eco-esque, and I love Umberto Eco, but again, I have to be like in the right mood. Probably not going to be read, especially for like a really long time. I don't see like ever like unhauling it. It'll just kind of like, it'll just be there. I think I might have just gone into Waterstones and asked one of the booksellers there if like anything similar to The Name of the Rose, because I'd read the Bordellino and Foucault's Pendulum in like a real short space of time because I couldn't get enough of Umberto Eco. I thought he's incredible. He's so good at like flipping everything on its head, and his mystery elements are like really interesting. And I kind of like bought it on that whim of, well, this sounds interesting, especially the fact that there's like a few people writing under this like pseudonym. Maybe we'll get there one day. But it's like, see, like talking about this kind of make me like want to read it now. maybe I'll read it like in 2021. Maybe I'll read it on 2021. Who knows? A series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF'd. I don't particularly read series, but I mean, Game of Thrones. I ain't interested in reading you. Brian Sanderson, come back to me again. I ain't interested in reading you. Lord of the Rings. I didn't finish because I thought it was a bit of tosh. I don't know. Okay, let's think of like actual series. The Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante. I'm not completely sold with the idea of reading there. I mean, I didn't want to read The Quartet by Alice Smith, but somehow I did. I should mention as well, I'll link her down below, a hardcover heart, as she's doing a Ali Smith seasonal quartet like read along, and because I want to like go back through all four, I've stuck my name in the hat. So I'm gonna be joining that. So if you want to hear me just hate on Ali Smith over 4 books, that's the place to be. Question is a new release you have no desire to read. I don't know of any. Let me just Google. Hang on. New releases. David Walliams, codename Bananas. Probably not interested in there. We'll go for the Ichabod by J.K. Rowling. Is that because of J.K. Rowling being a problematic author? No, it's because I generally don't like J.K. Rowling's works. I've not finished all of Harry Potter. I got up to like the 4th one, and I thought the 4th one dragged. I think I was about 12 when I read it. I didn't think it was that great. I got bored The Order of the Phoenix and stopped after like chapter 4. I watched the films. They're okay. They're a bit of okay, aren't they? I just have like no like nostalgic factor to J.K. Rowling, so I have like no want or desire to read her book. So the Ichabod by J.K. Rowling, I have no desire to read you because I'm quite happy with J.K. Rowling not being any part of my life. Yeah, links to everyone will be down below. I'm actually going to review my Paragon video like straight after this. I quite like a tag video. Like they're just nice, aren't they? We can bye.